Distinguished dignitaries, respected members, ladies and gentlemen, I request all of y'all to please settle down. We are now in a digital age which taught all of us how to live online. So, request all the panelists to go on mute and all our well wishers watching us live on Zoom to kindly settle as we are ready to commence the program shortly. As many of you may know, Dosti Realty has been in the real estate business for over the past 3 decades and has delivered more than 117 properties till date, providing homes to over 8,600 plus families, encompassing a portfolio of having delivered 10 million square feet and currently constructing around 6 million square feet across Mumbai and Thane. The company has experience in various development types, be it residential, commercial, retail, IT parks, etc. Over the years, it has been known for its aesthetics, innovation, quality, timely delivery, trust, and transparency, values that have built lasting relationships. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to extend a warm and hearty welcome to all of y'all on this momentous occasion of our new project launch at New Wadala. We would now like to present a short film on New Wadala and its future prospects. May we have the AV, please? Isn't it exciting to see how Wadala will transform into an even bigger residential destination? But at the same time, it will become the next commercial hub as well. I guess the walk to work concept will be even more highlighted in the future. Something to look forward to for the residents of New Wadala. I would now like to call upon Mr. Anuj Goradia to say a few words. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shraddha. Once again, a very warm welcome to all our distinguished panelists and viewers on Zoom. I would like to thank our project partners, Mr. Hafeez Contractor, Senior Associate Mr. Rahul Parmaj, and his team of draftsmen and architects who have spent countless hours on designing the entrance lobbies, the open to sky landscape, and the 18,000 square feet clubhouse at Dosti Eastern Bay. JW Consultants LLP, our RCC consultants based out of Pune. Site Tectonics Private Limited, our landscape consultants based out of Singapore. Ramnani and Associates, Mr. Rajesh Shinoy, our liaison architect. MEP Consulting Engineers, our MEP consultants. Lurch Bates Private Limited, our vertical transportation consultants. Vigil Jurists, Mr. A.R. Jani and Mr. P.R. Jani, our solicitors. Talib and Shamshi, our construction partners at Dosti Eastern Bay. And lastly, but not the least, HDFC Limited for their utmost support. I would now like to introduce our esteemed panelists for the evening. Mr. Deepak Goradia, Vice Chairman and Managing Director, Dosti Realty. Mr. Deepak Goradia is a seasoned entrepreneur guided by the principle of ethics, transparency, innovation, and design. He has built lasting relationships to make Dosti Realty the brand it is today. Mr. Deepak focuses on business development, land acquisition, as well as the architecture and design aspects of the business. Mr. Deepak is also currently the president of Credai MCHI. Next, we have Mr. Rajesh Shah, Executive Director, Dosti Realty. Mr. Shah has been a strong pillar of Dosti Realty since the company's initial days. Mr. Shah handles the legal, marketing, accounts, and finance department with utmost perfection. Mr. Shah brings to life the Dosti tagline of Friends for Life through the relationship he forges, be it with financial institutions, customers, and various other stakeholders of the company. His strong business acumen has played a pivotal role in spearheading the company forward over the past 30 plus years. Our next panelist is the renowned Mr. Keki Mistry, Vice Chairman, HDFC Limited. Mr. Keki Mistry of HDFC Limited. He brings with him nearly 4 decades of varied work experience in the banking and financial services domain. Mr. Keki has played a very important role in the successful transformation of HDFC into India's leading financial services conglomerate by facilitating the formation of companies including HDFC Bank, HDFC Asset Management Company, HDFC Standard Life Insurance Company, and HDFC Ergo General Insurance Company. We would also like to give a very warm welcome to our chief guest this evening, Mr. Sunil Shaligram, Head Construction Finance, HDFC. Mr. Sunil Shaligram works in close conjunction with Mr. Keki Mistry. Mr. Sunil is responsible for evaluating various developers across the country. He also looks into debt financing and evaluation of market trends in the current real estate scenario. Our next panelist is the one and only and renowned Mr. Hafeez Contractor. Mr. Hafeez Contractor has impacted the skyline of major metropolitan cities across India with an unmistakable identifying stamp. We at Dosti Realty have been closely associated with Mr. Hafeez Contractor since the early 1990s, and we still remember how we had pushed and forced and eventually taken our senior management team to Delhi in the early 2000s to show us the projects, the clubhouses, and townships which he was designing back in Delhi in the early 2000s, which eventually became the brain for Dosti Acres as you see it today. Mr. Hafeez has been the chief brain behind the development of New Wadala over the past 18 years with Dosti. Some of Mr. Hafeez's impressive creations include the Imperial Towers, Mumbai, one of the world's tallest residential buildings, 23 Marina, Dubai, and Mr. Hafeez is also actively involved in designing other marquee projects with Dosti at Sion, Lower Parel, and Pune. Thank you all for being with us today at the momentous launch of Dosti Eastern Bay. I would now like to hand over to Mr. Deepak Goradia to say a few words. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Welcome everyone. It gives me great pleasure to have with us today those who were the part of Dosti team when we first created Dosti Acre over 17, 18, 20 years ago. The idea and the concept that designed the Dosti Acre layout along with the large clubhouse. In fact, the first clubhouse of Dosti Acre was inaugurated by Deepak Parekh of HDFC. Since then, Dosti and HDFC have shared a long-standing relationship. So we are happy to have Mr. Keki Mistry sir, Mr. Shaligram ji, and Hafeez Contractor with us today as well. Rajesh bhai, would you like to say a few things?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Deepak. Welcome, everyone. Dosti Acres, as you know, is a landmark in itself and transformed the Wadala skyline. Since then, the brand Dosti Realty has created a number of projects across the MMR region. Now we are all back to where it all began, New Wadala. But before we get to that, let's understand a little more about the market and the project from our renowned industry experts. Deepak bhai, would you like to start?
Thank you, Rajesh bhai. Keki Mistry sir, I would like to share the experience of yours in-depth study about the real estate industry and specifically being HDFC, the largest player all across India. The main with this lockdown due to pandemic and now with the gradual opening of market. How has the market has been for the past 3 to 4 months? Where would you see it's going?
I think markets have done extremely well, far better than what was expected. Our initial expectation in March, April, when the pandemic happened, was that the growth would slowly pick up over time, and it would be only in the January to March 2021 quarter that we would get to a level where we would be 85 to 90% of last year's level. However, in reality, the growth numbers have been significantly faster than what we had expected, not just for HDFC, but also for the entire system. I think this has been led by three things. In my view, this is probably one of the best times to buy a house if someone is looking to buy a property for three reasons. One is interest rates are probably as low as they will get. In my view, the ability or the possibility of RBI cutting rates from here look to me relatively low. And that is also because there is a pickup in economic growth. And as economic growth picks up, you generally see a little bit of inflation coming in. And in that environment, RBI will find it very difficult to cut rates going forward. Yes, 5, 10 basis points here and there is possible, but nothing significant. The second reason is that if you look at the various states, different states have done different things. For example, Maharashtra, where your project is located, and Maharashtra has a biggest branch, which is Mumbai branch. Maharashtra, as you know, has cut the stamp duty rate from 5% to 2%, provided the registration is done before 31st of December. Uh, I can give you my own personal example. I bought an apartment in 2016 and I went for a registration on a Thursday, on Wednesday.
Okay.
And the place, that hall was completely packed, totally, completely, and absolutely packed. And there were people waiting outside. So it's a big rush of people trying to buy a house now. And as I said earlier, this is really the best time to buy a house. And also economic pickup has been a lot faster than what was originally envisaged.
As you already mentioned, uh, just wanted to understand what is the current rate of interest on home loan and what are the chances? Is it the bottom or still they are expecting certain further rate reduction on home loan?
See, as I explained to you earlier, this is probably the lowest interest rate environment that we have ever seen. But anything more than that is, in my view, very, very unlikely. Interest rates depend on the credit profile on the customer. They go to well below 7%, 6.9, 6.8% is the rate to the best possible customer with the highest credit score and so on and so forth. But then it's a slab. So I can't give you a rate. I think that the person has to get the rate from our office. But this is, in my view, as good as it gets. And please remember one more thing, that in addition to that whilst you are paying the interest, there are certain fiscal benefits that you get. The interest that you pay on the housing loan is tax deductible every year. The principal repayment of the housing loan is also tax deductible up to 1,50,000 rupees. So the actual effective cost of taking a loan is a lot lower than what the agreement rate would be.
average what we've been hearing that around 6.5 to 7% range is a home loan rate, maybe case to case basis, or maybe up to certain limit the loan customer is availing, maybe a little bit changing. So it's really, really, as you rightly said, it's the right time to buy. So wanted to understand, and from the customer's point of view, uh, is it a right time to buy property?
Yes, it is of course the right time. That's what I'm saying. This is the right time to buy a property because of combination of various things. Property prices, as you know, in the last 3-4 years have not really gone up. Income levels have gone up. Income levels may not have gone up this year because of the pandemic, but generally speaking, interest rate, income levels have gone up over the last 3 years or so. So with higher income levels and property prices broadly being what they were 3 years ago, affordability for housing today is a lot better, a lot higher than what it was earlier. And to top it all is the fact that interest rates are at the lowest.
Mhm. So, lastly, what would be your advice to customers while purchasing under construction property?
No, I would say you should look at buying under construction properties also, because under construction properties would enable you to get the property at a price which is lower than what you would get probably after it gets completed. As you would see, many of the projects that are done all over the, not just Mumbai, all over the country, you will see that once the occupation certificate is received, then automatically the price goes up quite significantly. So if you're confident of the developer and you like the property, you should look at buying a property whilst it's under construction. That's my personal advice.
Rajesh bhai, would you continue? A few.
Good evening, sir. Your answers to the questions and advice is excellent. I mean, everybody who wants to buy property today should look for it and complete their deal. It's the best time to, as you suggested. Sir, I would like to know from you, uh, do you find any increase in the home loan inquiries post stamp duty reduction or the pandemic last for 3-4 years, 3-4 months time, sir?
Absolutely. I think not only just inquiries, but also disbursements. The number of applications that we have received in the last 1.5 months has been very, very high, much higher than what it historically has been. And also, very importantly, if you look at disbursements, because ultimately everything has to translate into disbursements. If you were to look at the disbursements for the month of October 2020, last month, they were as much as 35% higher than what they were in October of 2019, which on a base as large as ours clearly indicates that there is people are coming forward and buying houses. A lot is happening in Mumbai, but it is not only Mumbai. You are seeing this kind of a demand for housing in Mumbai. You're seeing it in Delhi. We are seeing it in Bangalore. We are seeing it in Pune, and we are seeing it in so many of the tier 2 and tier 3 towns. So it is, yes, and Mumbai of course is leading the pack. So yes, there has been a lot of demand for property in recent times.
It's very encouraging, sir, to hear like this. Any new policy change that you think will stimulate the growth further? Anything that you can suggest?
But I think first thing is at the higher end of the market, the tax rates are a little high. So whilst the corporate tax rates have been reduced quite significantly last year, individual tax rates have actually gone up compared to what they used to be in the past at the higher end. So that is one. If that is low, if that comes down a little bit, then that will leave more money in the hands of people, create a feel good atmosphere, feel good factor in the minds of the individual, and he would look to buy a property. This is one. Second is there is a fiscal benefit, as you know, attached to a housing loan. Interest is tax deductible, principal is tax deductible, and these limits periodically keep getting increased over time. So, and in my view, if there is a slight fillip that is given now and that tax benefit, the interest benefit on housing loans is further increased in the coming budget, let's say for a period of 1 year or 2 years, till such time as the finance minister would sort of be able to give. So if you increase this benefit for a year or two, then what it would do is it would spur demand during that period of time. Now, what would demand do? Demand will create more construction. Developers will need to build more. To build more, we'll hire more people. You'll have various the degrees of people who will be there, engineers, plumbers, and working force people, and so on and so forth. And also, as you know, the construction sector supports a lot of other industries: cement, steel, power, paint, and so many other ancillary industries associated with housing. So if there is a boost given to the housing sector, effectively we'll create so many more jobs. And those jobs in turn will lead to income. Income will lead to more consumption by the people who earn that income, and that consumption will create more and more economic growth.
So I think what you say is a positive vicious circle, and that will set in, and that is what is required for India at the moment. Yeah, I agree with you,
Absolutely.
sir. New Wadala is a location. Do you think that's a potential to grow further? And is it good location to invest in? Why do you say so?
My personal view, yes, Wadala is a good location to invest in, but I would leave that to my colleague Shaligram to explain better because he's a technical man. He'll understand properties much more than I would. But yes, in my view, New Wadala is a very good place to buy a property. A very good place. Also, if you look at the connectivity now going forward because of Eastern Highway, it makes it that much faster to come to town.
Correct, correct. In the middle of the Mumbai per se, and a lot of growth potential and infrastructure development is taking place.
That's right.
And
That's right.
I do agree with your perspective, sir. Thank you so much for your insight, sir. Deepak bhai, would you like to take it further?
Uh, no, it's fine. Thank you. Thank you, Keki sir, for the overall
Thank you.
guidance to the customers and everyone presence in this webinar. Now, I would like to have some question to Hafeez sir. Can you tell us about a bit about your association with Dosti Reality? You were the one who designed Dosti Acre, and you were the one where the earlier what we were planning to do, and then you suggested some totally different change in the drawing board, and which has turned to a Dosti Acre what it is today. So, if you could just tell us about that and where all we began the relations with you, Dosti and Hafiz sir.
Hi, good evening, everybody, and nice to be here on this launch of Dosti Eastern Bay. Okay, as Deepak Bhai just told you all that we started this development for Dosti about 9, 10 years back, and at that time there was no freeway, there was nothing, there was no talk about the new airport. Yes, the new airport at New Bombay has been talked about for a long, long time, but there wasn't anything uh, uh, planned in that area. And at that time, when we went there, the only positive thing was that Deepak Bhai was talking about trying to capture a large parcel of land. And what we thought that this should give make a really an oasis of a new development so that it can be identified and all the people who live in that area can identify and feel that they are in a distinct area which gives them a sense of place. So I requested Deepak Bhai that, oh, let us do uh, a Spanish kind of an architecture so that it starts looking completely different. Not only we will be doing a different kind of a building, but uh, it should make others also feel that they are in a different area. So the way how we started doing the planning of it, the way we started creating our landscaping, we saw to it that we did not want to cut a single tree which was already there on the site. Today, everybody is conscious about environment, and people start talking about, oh, let's plant more trees, let's not cut uh, old trees. We were conscious about it so many years back, and each and every tree which was coming inside the car park zone also, we left an area open. We let the tree be there. So when you are in the car park also, you can see the trees. And finally, it all matters that, what a person is getting more than just his house. So at that time, though the prices were very, very low, we made a pretty large clubhouse, not as large as what we are proposing today for the Eastern Bay, but that was a stepping stone, and which gave a very, very to the Dosti. And I know so many people who are living in those old buildings, and they are very, very happy. The best part about any building and any construction is when a person says that he is happy living there, he is happy dealing with the builder, and the way the builder has dealt with them, they are happy. That you don't need to have any further references. What the past people have said, what the builder is saying he is going to do is a different thing. Okay. But look at his past record. Now, Deepak Bhai was asking everyone else whether this is the right time. Is it the right time to buy a flat in this project? I would say that looking at the track record of the builder and looking at it, what he is proposing, uh, I think is the right time, and what this place is coming out to be. See, this place was virtually a left out place in the map of Mumbai. There was the dockyard area and the BPT. Uh, all of that is getting developed. And if you look at the map of Mumbai, this is virtually the bullseye. Uh, the new airport, the old airport, the old BKC, the new BKC, all of that is virtually, hovering around this site and this area. So I feel it's the right location, right time.
Sir, uh, coming back to our project Dosti Eastern Bay, um, what is your thought on and vision on designing this project? If you could just elaborate.
I thought that you were going to show the walkthrough, because for an architect, more than talking, what I have done and what we have created should talk 100 times more than what I can explain. But I would also like to say, uh, but if you can put on the walkthrough, I think it will be the best thing. But one thing before you put on the walkthrough, I would like to tell you one thing. One is for any project, okay, it is the location. Okay. Now, as far as location in Mumbai is concerned, connectivity uh, is very important. Where you're going to work, how you're going to go to your nearest station, nearest airport is very, very important. And as far as that is concerned, this place is really very, very well connected. Okay. Yes, it is not in the middle of a park like some other cities, but it is very well connected. Second, uh, for any project, if you look at it, what does a person look at it as soon as he comes to the site? The first and foremost thing is when he approaches, how is his entrance? How is his lobby? And as far as the entrance and the lobby is concerned about uh, the Dosti Bay, okay, I feel that it will be better than most of the lobbies and entrances anywhere in Mumbai and anywhere in India. It has got one of the largest lobby. It has got the height. It has got the width uh, and the look. Uh, this is how your lobby is going to look. Okay, we have taken care that when a person alights from his car, maybe thunder, storm, any amount of rain or whatever it is, he's not going to get wet. If somebody else is waiting, I don't have to wait behind him. I can go in front of him or on the side and get down. Look at this is my driveway. The driveway itself is like a lobby. And once you get down over here, then you enter the main lobby. The materials that are going to be used on this lobby, it is better than any five-star hotel lobby. So first is the lobby, okay? Then once you go into the lobby, and how you are going to stand in front of your lifts, that is a second thing. Then yes, everyone who is buying a house, he or she is buying a house which is inappropriate to the size and what are his requirements, and for that we have taken care that we do not waste undue area into places which is of no use. So we have put all the area into my rooms, and the room planning is taken care of. The room planning is very, very important. We are not just giving you areas. We are giving you effective areas which you can use it very, very carefully. The most important point in this project is the common facilities that we are creating. The common facilities which are on top of the podium, we have created them in a very, very carefully and articulated manner. We have a fabulous amount of common spaces as far as passive forest, active forest. Then we have water bodies, active water bodies, that is the swimming pool. Then other areas which are just like waterfalls, and we have different areas where somebody wants to take a walk, he has a different area. Somebody who wants to just go and sit in a secluded area, he has those areas. Then after all of that, we have created a fantastic clubhouse which has got all the modern amenities. So it's not only a good location, a good entrance, a good internal flat planning, but it has got all the common facilities which are really fabulous. And I can assure you, you don't get these kind of common facilities in many, many projects. And in Mumbai, I don't know of such common facilities. Thank you.
So we would like to now present the AV of the project. Rajesh bhai, would you ask to share something with Hafeez sir?
Thank you so much, Deepak bhai. Sir, there are many thoughts comes into my mind to ask you so many questions. But one important question that I would like to know is, having designed so many projects, how do you view Wadala as a location, and how do you see it growing next 5 to 10 years time from now? Yes, sir.
As I already said it, that according to me, it's a great opportunity to get yourself into a project which is not in an area which has already come up, but this is in an area which is coming up and with all the good signs. So it's the right train that you can catch for a beautiful and a successful placement of a house, and with the kind of pricing that you are getting. I think it's a very, very appropriate price. And today I would like to say one thing, that when you look at Mumbai city and you look at certain other areas where the pricing is 4 times and 5 times, and with connectivity and roads getting better, and you are much, much closer to where you go to work, where you take your transportation. I think this should be called as the new South Mumbai. What was South Mumbai? Why was South Mumbai so premium? Because everyone used to go to Fountain to work, and that was why it was the most easiest place and the best place to live and the best place to work. Now that is no longer there. And we are having a building which is much, much, much uh, in finishes, in construction, in podium, in amenities than a lot of South Mumbai buildings. So if you are a wise person, I would say uh, you should buy it over here, looking at the price and looking at the future. I can't say anything. I think that is more than enough for anybody to be convinced. And I would say that if I was not a Parsi and not staying in the other Parsi colony, I would also love to buy that.
Thank you, sir. You very well compared it with South Mumbai, and you said, in this project you will get the best of both the worlds. Very well said, sir. Sir, I would like to know from you, how do you describe Dosti Eastern Bay? 5 important points, in 5 words, sir. And why the customer
The,
would like
the
to
best product,
five important points, sir, of
I
this
would say the
project.
best product in the best price.
So well said, sir.
I would say, all five, you can repeat it 5 times. The best product in the best price, the best product in the best price, the best product in the best price. 5 times.
So you mean to say your advice to the customer, potential customer, is just get the check ready and hand it over. That's what you're saying, sir?
No, see, now I would like to add one more. I would like to add one more point, over here. Why am I saying the best product in the best price? Yes, it is under construction. Okay. So a lot of people may feel, oh my God, I'm getting a better price, but will this builder complete it? So for that, I would say that look at the builders, look at the way he has, not what he's promising. Forget the promise. What he has done in the past. Has he faltered anywhere? Whatever he has said, has he not completed it? Now, these are the things on which a person should decide. So here is the track record of a person, okay, who has satisfactorily done and delivered. And you are dealing with that kind of a person. So you are not going to be, diddled, or you are not buying it from a person who's not going to deliver. That's the best. And all the other things, what we are going to do, you've seen it in the walkthrough. Uh, and if that is going to be a reality, I think it's a steal for the kind of price. Okay.
Deepak bhai, do you have anything to add?
Uh, No, sir. Thank you for giving the insight about the project and overall about the Wadala. And I thank Keki sir. I thank Hafeez sir for giving the insight about the market, about the design development. And I would like to hand it over to our sales director, sales and marketing, Mr. Nitin Nagpal, to say a few words. Thank you, and over to you, Nitin.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to firstly thank Mr. Goradia, Mr. Shah, Mr. Mistry, Mr. Shaligram, and Mr. Contractor for being part of the panel. Friends, I hope this has given you all a better insight on the real estate market, construction techniques, and design elements. To summarize, interest rates, stamp duty, and prices are at an all time low, so it is the best time to invest. New Wadala is well connected to various parts of the city via the Sign BKC flyover, Eastern Express Highway, and Eastern Freeway. It is the location of the future as well due to the various developments like the proposed metro lines for Wadala Ghatkopar and 11 Wadala GPO CST, Wadala Commercial Business Hub, Mumbai Trans Harbour Link, and more. Dosti Eastern Bay is set to become the new landmark of New Wadala and will transform lifestyles. My dear friends, this type of brand, product, and price is something that you don't come across every day. What more can you hope for? So I request our channel partner and stakeholders to come visit the site with your family and friends. Now the moment you all have been waiting for will be shared with you all in next few seconds. I would like to know more about the project, but before that I would like to say that I would want my colleague Radhika Goradia, who's a current site head of Eastern Bay, to take over the presentation and give all the details of the project to our customers, to our stakeholders, and to our viewers who are right now on live on the webinar. Over to you, Radhika.
Thank you, sir, and a warm welcome to everyone. I think, meanwhile, I will just start with the presentation. Let's just open the treasure box we've been waiting for. So, friends, just 10 minutes from BKC, just 15 minutes from Fort, we are back to where it all began. Let me present to you Dosti Eastern Bay at New Wadala. Dosti Eastern Bay standing tall and fascinating right in the heart of the city. The project has a lot of features to offer to its home buyers. As everyone is covered, I'll just quickly run you through the location. Dosti Eastern Bay is right next to our Dosti Acres in New Wadala and has very easy access in terms of connectivity all across the city. Also, in close proximity to the project, we have many schools, colleges, temples, hospitals, clinics, supermarkets, and all the daily needs and requirements of the home buyers are taken care of right across the sea. Well, Hafeez sir has covered this very well, so I will quickly run you through the project highlights. To the left of your screen, if you see, like he mentioned, the entrance of any project talks a lot about the project. If you see minute details to the entrance of the project that we have provided, a huge nameplate There is a water feature. We have vertical garden, tall columns. Friends, it all emanates a lot of opulence to the project. Let me tell you, the project is 550 feet tall. This comprises of a ground floor, 4 levels of parking. We have a podium floor, which is the fifth level, which has a host of amenities and the clubhouse to offer. And then we have 44 levels of habitable floors. My first habitable floor in the project starts at 88 feet. Friends, it's equivalent to a eighth or ninth floor of any other building. And we are offering 2 and 3 BHK majestic residences in this tower. Many of our flats have breathtaking views of the Eastern Freeway, Central Mumbai, and the Bandra Worli Sea Link. There is a special Japanese type Miyawaki plantation that we have introduced in the project, and this will also have 200 plus trees planted. It's already an IGBC Gold pre-certified project. Well, Hafeez sir has covered this very well. Look at the driveway. Doesn't it remind you of an airport driveway or a five-star hotel? Right through the driveway, it takes you to the classy and lively double-heighted lobby that we see here. Coming to the amenities, well, a host of lifestyle amenities provided in the project on the ground level as well as on the podium level. Just to give you the look and feel of how the podium is going to look like, I can just see green and blue here. There's a lot of greenery, there's a lot of water bodies showing blue. It's a very, very lively place that it's gonna be. To the left of this picture, you see the clubhouse, the elevated clubhouse, which we have been talking about, which will have banquet hall, gymnasium, spa, a 30-meter lap pool, a lookout deck, a reflection pool, water features, a lot of it there. Coming to the homes, magnificent 2 and 3 BHK homes is what the project caters to. Friends, this is the actual view that it's taken from the higher floors towards the east direction. If you see a beautiful view of the Eastern Freeway and the harbor that you can see from the eastern side. And a beautiful Mumbai skyline along with the Bandra Sea Link view is from the western side. Coming to the floor plans of the tower, so wing A, which we have named as Dosti Marina, has 4 apartments per floor. And the beauty about the tower is that along the 4 apartments, we are providing 4 elevators to these 4 apartments. And also there's a fireman lift, which is the 5th one. It talks too much of an exclusivity. These are the aspects that define what is so special about any tower. Out of these 4 flats, 3 of them are 3 BHKs, and we have 1 2 BHK also in this particular tower. The wing B is what we have named Dosti Oceania. It has all 6 2 BHKs available, and also again 5 elevators between 6 flats. Friends, all our flats are Vastu compliant. The layout is very, very comforting and in detail, minutely taken care of all the needs of any home buyer. Looking at the current construction site, well, friends, we are already completed with ground and 4 levels of podium, and we are already on the 5th level construction of the podium. To sum up top 8 reasons to invest, I think most of it everyone and myself have covered. Just one point that I would like to stress on, this is not an SRA project. It's not a redevelopment project. It's a pure freehold land where the project stands tall. Coming to the final, like Hafeez sir said, best product, best pricing. Let me just tell you, this pricing is just for the fortunate first 90 home buyers. We have a 2 BHK Optima, which is a RERA carpet of 545 square feet and a usable carpet of 559 square feet, coming at a starting price of agreement value 1.47 CR. and an all-inclusive of 1.57 CR. Also 58 CR, sorry. Also the 2 BHK Prima, which is a 673 square feet. The starting price agreement value is of 1.81 CR and an all-inclusive price goes to a 1.94 CR. Coming to the 3 BHK Prima, which is a 940 square feet RERA carpet and a 965 square feet usable carpet. An exclusive price of starting agreement value 2.54 CR with an all-inclusive of 2.72 CR. And our Granda 3 BHK, which is a 1015 RERA carpet square feet and a usable carpet of 1040 square feet, coming at just 2.79 CR with an all-inclusive of 2.99 CR. Friends, as Keki sir said, as Nitin sir also said, the stamp duty registration as well as the interest rate today are at an all-time low. Looking at the brand association that we are talking, the luxury, the comfort, the layout, and the location, don't you think it's a value deal to go about with? It's an opportunity of a lifetime. I would request all of you to kindly visit our site, our sales office, which is at ground floor Shopping Link, Uphill Link Road, New Wadala. Please come and visit our office. We have a 3D model. Our team is more than happy to give you a detailed presentation about the product. And let's see you very soon here. Thank you. I would now like to hand over to Ms. Shraddha Goradia.
Thank you, Radhika. Lastly, I would like to conclude this event by thanking everyone who's been a part of our panelists and each and every person who has helped us not only in making this occasion truly grandiose, but also contributing to the further growth of Dosti Realty. Thank you, everybody, and looking forward to seeing everyone at site soon. I would also like to invite my entire team, which is this entire team today, on stage with us. Can I please have everybody here? Nitin.